Tired of the silence, the sugar-coated lies. Another headline screaming behind vacant eyes. They build up their walls so high and so strong, but the truth's gonna break through before too long. Every single day, the same damn old game, pointing all the fingers, nobody takes the blame. This pressure's building, it's starting to crack. Ain't no turning back now, ain't no holding back. I'm about to say it, yeah, I'm about to scream. Tired of the fake smiles, living in a dream. The real life's bleeding out in the cold. Gotta break the mold, gotta let it unfold. I'm about to say it, every single word. The uncomfortable truth finally gonna be heard. I'm gonna say it.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of hashtag I'm gonna say it. Your boy tired. Yeah, I ain't gonna even lie. Your boy tired. Rudy still doesn't feel good, and last night that rolled into this morning has been a struggle. But we are going to get to. Hey, sis, how's it going? Somebody else came in and was speaking too, and I missed it. Who was that? It's just Grams. That's who it was. How's it going, beautiful? You doing all right? I just liked your post too. When you said, are you gonna post this one? And you said FDT. I'm with you on that, bestie. I was feeling that. Hold on, let me. All right, there we go. Yeah, I was feeling you on that. I'm with you. Listen, so I think I got three. I think we're gonna do three segments today. Um, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here and get into the bed again because one is freezing, and like I told you, it was a long night. But that is what parental duty is all about, I guess, right? And shout out to my wife too. She makes a good tag team partner on that. Before we get started though with today's show, we've got to go ahead and do our disclaimer so we can protect the integrity of our platform.
Welcome to hashtag I'm gonna say it. All things said in today's show are alleged and for entertainment and educational purposes only. If you are below the age of 18, we request that you leave the live now. Enjoy.
All right. So at the end of the last show, and during our closing monologue, I said that I would I'm itching. But I said that we would probably discuss the situation or listen to the video where Tupac's cousin was talking about him having smecks with Faith. If you were around and if you was of age, bite batty, welcome in, then you know that a huge thing was that during the East Coast West Coast beef, it was alleged that Faith went out to L.A. and did something with Pac on "Hit 'Em Up." No, I'm not gonna say one of the absolute best diss song known to man. "Hit 'Em Up" by Tupac dissing Biggie and Bad Boy and Junior Mafia and so on. So just a lot of East Coast rap. But he opens that song up by stating he had smacks with Big's wife, who was Faith Evans at the time. Now, back then, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Back then, I thought he was lying. Thought he was just being a bully. I was really upset. I thought that was I was really upset at Pop. But as time goes on, and as I've seen Faith do some things, some choices she's made, some people she's been with, that we know beyond a shadow of a doubt was Big's man, and I'm talking about Stevie J. Uh, she married him and stuff. So now I don't know. I know what people say. Well, he was already passed away when she married him, so she could do that. Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Two things can be right at the same time. However, I just think that shows us that if she could marry his homie, well, Pac was his homie at one time. And then we can factor in that she was upset at Big because, allegedly Big was messing with Lil Kim and others. So the get back was in play there, right? And then the way that she covered it up was, or the way she rectified was saying that she didn't even know that Pac was on Death Row Records. She didn't even know about the beef between between the two. And you and I all know that that's a bold-faced lie. She could have done better at that. Just saying good morning to you. So we're going to listen to the audio once again. This video cred goes to Art of Dialogue, and once again, shout out to Delray Richardson for making this interview possible and for doing such a great interview. He always does, though. By the way, if you're not following him on YouTube, go and do so as well. He has excellent content, and his page is called Straight Game. But he gives it to you real. So we're going to listen to the interview, and we're going to go from there. Spanish Monroe, welcome in, and thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. We're going to go from there. All right. PSA before we start this, we have league ball as our gifting goal. We need 100 of them. We've got 3 hours and 50 minutes to get that in. I think we can knock that out in a fraction of that time, right? And so we got, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Bite Batty just sent one. So we need 99 league balls. That is the gifting goal. So if you can, please help us close that gifting goal out, and then we'll reset it and drop it down to another one. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the orange heart. Where is it at? Right here. Click this orange heart right here. Subscribe to the channel. You'll get a badge put next to your name that says crew. That allows my moderators and I to know that you are part of the news crew member team. Did you? Oh, it's only showing one. That's crazy. It's only showing one. But it lets us know you're part of the news crew member team. And when you leave a comment here in the live, it stands out to us more. Good morning, Darlene. Thank you for those roses. I appreciate it. And thank you for the goats. Thank you so much, bestie. If you sent a heart me, make sure you go and you click the orange heart over here, right there. Click that one. And go and do your daily activities. That way you get points as well. You get your coins. Greg King, good morning to you, brother. Grand rising to you. Thank you for coming in and joining us today. All right, keep double tapping that screen. And please share out the live. But if you share it out, only share it to like 5 people at a time. All right, so the platform don't think we're false engaging. All right. Storm, thank you for the league pass. The league ball. I appreciate that. All right, Joe. We're going to pick it up right here.
Because you were so close to everything that was happening with Tupac's situation with Snoop at that time. Snoop has said a lot of things about the situation, saying that him and Tupac wasn't on the best of terms. Did Tupac ever express anything about that?
No, not necessarily, but I have overheard, situations like that. But I must say that when I seen Snoop when Snoop, I guess it must have been the second day that Snoop came to the hospital. And this is the first time I've ever seen a tall man look short when he heard that Pac had passed, yo.
Is
It
it
broke
tripping
him.
again?
You know what
The
I mean?
platform might be
So
tripping again,
whatever
just saying.
differences that they may have had prior, and it could have been 2-3 days prior to the Vegas thing, I think it became irrelevant at that point, because I've seen
Hey,
that
thank you for
brother
that. Good
really
morning,
broke
Darlene. I
down
appreciate it. Good
and
morning to you.
cry. You know, I watched my aunt. I've seen at the time when my aunt came to the hospital, that was the moment I was able to be relieved, right? And once I seen my aunt, I broke down, right? And my aunt lifted me up because I watched at that moment in the hospital how my aunt
Yeah, that's right.
was
Something is always going
consoling
on with TikTok.
everyone there. Snoop Dogg, it was Snoop, it was Danny Boy. Those are two that I remember clearly. I know it was others that came. I don't remember a lot of others that came through, but at that moment, it was Snoop who I seen break down and look 5'3". His height
I
shortened
love
to
that,
like
sis. Thank you. She said, I
5'3".
come on
You know what I
TikTok
mean?
to watch you and
I
Straight
watched how
Facts
my
because
aunt
TikTok
consoled
is not the same anymore.
everyone
That's true.
there
It's
at the
not.
hospital, you know, because people was like, really, they was stuck, yo. They couldn't believe it. It was a big thing. Pac died, you know what I mean? So it became a candlelit vigil thing. It was that emotional. And my aunt had to become a fighter when
Caribbean
she wanted
Queen. Good
to
morning to you.
be
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for that heart,
weak.
me love.
She wanted to, you know, but she couldn't. She couldn't.
Thank you for sharing that. I think it's very important because I've never heard it expressed that way when you said that Snoop, in your eyes, became shorter based on the emotional toll that Tupac dying, from your observation being there, had on him. And I think, because a lot of people, they say various things about
Caribbean Queen.
Snoop and
Thank you for that
Tupac's
lead
situation.
ball.
I think right here today on the Art of Dialogue, we're getting confirmation, information of what really went down. Afeni Shakur actually consoling him, you actually seeing that, and you giving your firsthand account as to what that was. So, like I said, I appreciate that very much. Do you think the release of Tupac Hit 'Em Up took the conflict between Tupac and Biggie to a level that couldn't be walked back?
I think that hit them up, hit them up, yo.
No
It
doubt. It's
did,
true.
yo.
It's true. She's not lying.
Yo, when Hit 'Em Up dropped, I was in New York, right? When it came out, because it dropped like early June. It dropped in June. Sometime in June, 96. Hit 'Em Up drop. And I'm in New York. And all I hear, you coming out the store, you coming off the train, and you can hear other people chatting like, yo, you heard that new Tupac joint? That Hit 'Em Up shit? Yo, Pac is wildin'. That bugging. So, excuse me. So hearing other people talk about it, I knew this shit was hot. And I knew I was going to
All right, y'all.
California soon.
So we got a flash goal now. We got a flash goal. We need 5 different people. 5 different people to send one donut. 5 different people send one donut, please, to the gifting goal. It's a flash thing. We got 14 minutes to make it. We only need 5 donuts, so I think we can knock that out. All right. Thank y'all.
To meet up with Pac and everybody. But Pac adored himself, right? Pac got a kick out of him own self.
Philly, long time no
So
see.
when
Welcome
he
in,
dropped to
bestie.
Hit 'Em Up, he got a kick out of it himself, listening to it. Like, oh shit, I said all that. I said that. Nah. So it was like, yo, should we leave it on there, Pac? You sure you want to leave all that on there? And Pac was like, yo, that shit. Leave that shit on there. Let that shit rock, you know? But no, I knew that was gonna be the spark of a
Thank you,
East-West
Bite
Coast
Batty. I
feud.
appreciate it. We need four
How
more
would we-
donuts.
how
Four
would
more
we
donuts.
gonna
We need 4 different people to send one donut,
handle
please.
it
Thank
in
you.
the long run? We didn't see any of it coming, you know. Hopefully, we was hoping it could die
Caribbean
down, but
Queen. Thank you. Thank
it
you.
sparked it. And Pac had to spark it. Because, like I said, when he came out of jail, he was pissed off. And that's one of the things he went straight to the studio to do, was hit him up. And then after hit him up, it's All Eyes on Me, Machiavelli, and everything else that came afterwards. You know what I mean?
During the time, and I tried to tell people in regards to the Faith Evans situation, a lot of people didn't believe Tupac. You know, back then it wasn't no social media or anything like that.
Right.
So when they heard Hit Him Up and they heard him first come off saying he had been with Biggie's wife, Faith Evans, they didn't believe it. You know, from your understanding, what did Tupac tell you in regards to Faith Evans?
Tupac came home and told everybody, yo, guess who I just, and we like, who? Yo, we like, I'm like, yo, word? Again, here I go with this, say word, right?
That was the
he
thing
like
back
word,
in the 90s.
but one thing about Pac is not gonna lie about, you know, nothing like that, you know. So if he said it happened, it happened. It's as simple as that, you know. If I was her, I probably would deny it too. You know what I mean? But it happened, and I believe so.
So if you were her as a woman, just take me into that frame of mind, because you just said that.
Yeah.
You said if you were a woman, then you would have denied it too.
Jennifer,
would've
welcome
denied it
in.
too,
Welcome to
without a
hashtag. I'm
doubt.
gonna say it, Jennifer.
Based on what?
Based on
Based on what?
Based on the fact that I'm a married woman, married to a big fat guy named Biggie. So
I mean,
you know what I mean? So that right there that's something I would take to my grave. Nobody would never know. Respectfully.
my bad. Yeah. I love it. All right, so let's give it up to Pac's cousin, Tupac's cousin. Let's give it up to Art of Dialogue. And like I said, let's give it up to Delray Richardson, the brother Delray Richardson. And speaking of Delray Richardson, he speaks about seeing Pac with Faith at one point. I think it was like the Beverly Athletic Club or something. I don't want to get into what, but he said it. So multiple, and I bring that up because multiple people have stated they saw him with her. Other people say they saw her come. She came to the studio to see Pac and was sitting on his lap and, you know, doing stuff like that. We've seen pictures where when Justin was a baby, Suge Knight is playing with him on the floor. Or a toddler. He's playing with him on the floor. Word on the curb is that Mary J, she had sexual relationships with Danny Boy, which is someone else we're trying to get to come on the show as a guest, Danny Boy. So it was not Misa was allegedly messing with Suge, you know, and I mean, so is it far fetched that women affiliated with Bad Boy or Diddy didn't go over to the West Coast and have relationships with people that are affiliated or on death row? I mean, these are the things that happen. Big Mel, good morning, little brother. I'm glad you made it in. How you doing today? And these are things that happen. But to Delray Richardson's point, I'm one of those. I'm one of those people who didn't believe it at first, back in the 90s when it first came out. Like I said, I thought Pop was being a bully. But more so, I thought that it was just something he was saying due to the rivalry that was going on, the feud that was, you know, brewing between them or going on between them. So that's what I thought, and I was wrong, clearly. All right, y'all. We still got 3 more donuts on the flash goal before we get back to our league ball goal. We've got 2 donuts. We need 3 more. We need 3 different people to send 1 donut to close out that flash goal. Let me see how long we got on it. And it just went away, y'all. Hold on a sec. If you are tuning in to the broadcast via YouTube, do me a favor, make sure you click that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you click on the bell icon so you'll be notified when we drop content or go live on YouTube. Also, subscribe to the channel while you're on YouTube. All right? And I appreciate it. So we're going to go to this second segment here. Sorry, y'all. All right, so this is the Straight Game TV I was talking about. I was referencing Delray Richardson. So this is from his page, right? This is his content. Shout out to Delray Richardson. Let's give it up to him. And he's also a producer. He's also one who made songs with Tupac and had a close friendship with Pac. So he's vetted too. So when he says stuff, again, like I say, I believe Pac's family members, when it comes to what they say, I believe what they're saying. He's another person I believe. He's another person I believe when he says something, that's the deal. Good morning, Rita. Thank you for coming in. Now, the heading to his, or the title to this video is Tupac. I know I'm selling my soul to the devil. 337 days after this quote, Tupac was gone. I think this is relevant because we talk about that, y'all. We talk about how it is when it comes to artists and entertainers selling their soul in order to achieve riches and stuff like that. With Pac, I think he probably felt when he signed the paper to get out of prison and do a certain amount of albums. Maybe he felt that way. I don't know. I haven't listened to this, y'all. Trina, how's it going? Beautiful. Welcome in. Good morning to you. I haven't seen this, so I don't know. I'm just telling you what I think, okay? We are going to listen to it in real time, all right? But before we get started on that, again, let me remind you all, we need 3 different people to send 1 donut. We need 5 is the goal. We've got 2, so we need 3 different people to send 1 donut, and we'll close out that the flash goal.
Black chat. Life is like the cards. It's not what you.
Hold on, y'all. I don't want it. That's his song too, but I don't want to get in trouble on that. I don't know how he'll react to that.
Play easy.
It's still playing. Oh yeah. Okay, so hold on, y'all. All right, there we go.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy Delray
Michael
Richardson,
Johnson. Good morning to you,
artist,
brother.
platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend. And if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop videos on this Straight Game, please just hit the bell notification. It's very much appreciated. I'm going to get right into it. The question today comes from a young lady from Atlanta, Georgia. And her question
ATL in the building.
Did Suge Knight have a life insurance policy on Tupac Shakur before he died? And was Suge Knight in any way involved with the death or setting up Tupac Shakur? I'm going to give it to you like this. There's been various stories, myths, fables, rumors, or whatever you want to call it, in regards to Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight's relationship. And I
That's
want
right,
you to
Big Mel.
understand this
She
first
sure
and
do.
foremost. Tupac was his own man, and Tupac handled his business accordingly. And so when you ask that question, people have a tendency to think that Tupac was somehow
Facts, Greg
being
King.
pigeonholed, if you will, in regards to the situation in dealing with Suge Knight and Death Row, and that's simply not true. The answer to your first question as to did Suge Knight have a life insurance policy on Tupac Shakur, the answer to that question is absolutely not. And in the answer to your second question involving whether Suge Knight was involved in any way in the death or setting Tupac Shakur up, I'm going to have to tell you, to a lot of people's chagrin, absolutely not. And so when we get into this, I actually have a life insurance delivery notice in regards to Tupac Shakur. This is exclusive news right here. Straight Game TV.
Decatur,
And
Georgia. Decatur,
get
where's
it right
greater?
into it. This life insurance policy was signed with Massachusetts General Life Insurance, 7887 East Bellevue Avenue, Inglewood, Colorado. And what I tried to tell people before, because there was a situation in the video that I did involving Tupac's then manager, Watani Tahimba. And I tried to explain to people, Tupac trusted certain people. You know what I mean? A lot of times, Tupac didn't trust people in his immediate family. And like I said, because unaware of what they might do at that particular time, or like I said, for whatever his reasons were. And Watani Tahimba, his then manager, was someone that Tupac trusted. And so when Tupac got out of jail, he basically fired Watani Tahimba, or let him go, because now Suge Knight would be then taken over as his manager. And up until that point, Mr. Tahimba was his manager. And so this life insurance policy that I have, the delivery notice
Thank you
was
for the
sent
rose,
to
Michael Johnson. I
Mr.
appreciate it,
Tahimba's
brother.
house. And most people might not find that interesting, that it wouldn't be sent to his mother's house. That it wasn't, in her name, or so on and so forth. And like I said, so a lot of people don't understand, like Tupac trusted certain people, and Mr. Tahimba was one of them. And so at this particular time, Mr. Tahimba, he lived on Old Wesley Chapel Road, Suite 105 in Decatur, Georgia. And basically the life insurance policy proposed insured Tupac A. Shakur. The policy number is 10900600577. The delivery date on the life insurance policy was 10/20/1992, signed by Tupac Shakur in the city and state of Decatur, Georgia, on the date of 10/13/1992. And
shout out to the east
good
side.
part about this is the beneficiary, from what I understand, of the life insurance policy that Tupac did have in place. Like I said, Suge Knight did not have a life insurance policy on Tupac. The beneficiary of the life insurance policy, as I'm aware of, was his sister, Setua Shakur. And she's Tupac's half sister, same mother, different father. That's Matulu Shakur's biological daughter. Matulu Shakur was actually Tupac's stepfather. And so like I said, Tupac was smart, and most people forget, like I said, Tupac was his own man and he handled his business. But as we delve a little bit deeper into what this means is Tupac was prepared. And a lot of times, like I said, for a lot of people, They really didn't know his business.
Big Mel said
You know what I
Tupac was
mean? They
Suge
really
Knight
didn't
money
know his
after
business. He
Pac died.
always kept
Suge
his
Knight, Death
business
Row
with the
went
people that he
downhill.
trusted.
Exactly, it did.
And like I said, at that particular
Now
time,
I will say,
when I
he said absolutely not. He does not believe that Suge had anything to do with the unaliving of Pac. And everybody is entitled to their own opinion. As for me and my stance, I'm still gonna go with Mr. Garland, his father. I'm gonna stick by what Mr. Garland feels on that. But to each his own. Big Mel said Snoop left. Yeah, he ended up going to No Limit. Was it No Limit? Wait a minute. Yeah, I think it was No Limit he went to. I believe it
did the
was.
video in regards to Tupac
It was okay. Thank y'all.
being
Okay.
professionally jealous of Biggie, and that statement that I went on in regards to that. This is not something that I'm creating out of thin air. That statement that I made, it came from his then manager, who this life insurance policy, a delivery notice, and the person who was to receive it, if anything happened to Tupac Shakur, was his then manager, Mr. Watani Tahimba. He was the one that made the observation that Tupac basically was professionally jealous of Biggie when Tupac was in jail, and Biggie was kind of like on. It appeared to be on top of the world at that particular time. And so, like I said, a lot of people have been saying things, and when you ask me a question, you don't really know, Mr. Tahim, because, like I said, he was one of those guys who really played the back. He never needed to play the front. He played his position accordingly in involving Tupac's career. And so when Tupac basically signed on with Death Row, he was Mr. Tahimba was one of the people that Tupac had said that told him, and I quote, I know I'm selling my soul to the devil. You know what I mean? That's what Tupac said to Mr. Tahimba, as well as the attorney that was present, that they had went down to Dannemora, down to the.
So I'm gonna read this to y'all. I don't know if he's gonna read it all. So it says, "You're too nice." Levy recalls Tahimba, which is the attorney guy, I guess, or the one that has the life insurance policy for Pac, told me that at his last meeting with Tupac at the prison, Tupac hugged him, wept, and said, I know I'm selling my soul to the devil. Kenner, which is David Kenner, drafted a handwritten 3-page agreement. Now, Kenner, y'all, that name may sound familiar to y'all because just a few days ago, when we were listening to Tupac's cousin do the interview, remember she was saying that's who they met in the desert. Not Pac, Suge, and the other people that were in that caravan heading to Vegas. So Kenner drafted a handwritten 3-page agreement for Tupac to sign. Within a week, in a stunning coincidence, the New York Court of Appeals granted him leave to post bail. Now, I want to stop right there. First of all, it's good that he was out. I'm not saying anything about that. But what I am saying is, I want to point out that here goes again when people was championing and saying that Diddy was innocent and stuff like that. That's not always the case. He's aligned with powerful people that can finesse the outcome of justice. And so you don't have to take my word for it because we just read it right here. Let me walk that back. Kenner drafted a handwritten 3-page agreement for Tupac to sign. Within a week, in a stunning coincidence, the New York Court of Appeals granted him leave to post bail. So understand that. Greg King said, last time I saw Mr. Knight was a listening party in Atlanta. Was that the what year was that? Do you remember? It says, it goes on to say the money was provided by Interscope, a division of Time Warner, although Tupac always gave Suge full credit. It's another thing I want to stop and point out here. Pac was not signed to Death Row. This is something that people often overlook. He was not signed to Death Row. In fact, Pac actually had his own record label. However, 2002. Oh, okay. I'm trying to think. When was I in 2002? 2002. I think I was living in Jacksonville, Florida at that time. This deal to this contract, this paper, handwritten contract, 3-page agreement, whatever you want to call it. Pac had to do a certain amount of certain amount of albums in order for him to get released. But this is Interscope. Now, Death Row Records is under the Interscope banner. All right, so I just want to make sure, again, this is something else that a lot of people don't understand. Yes, I know he wore a Death Row Records chain. I get that. I totally get that. But he was not signed directly to Death Row. It's Interscope that did this deal. Interscope is ran by Jimmy Iovine. If you know anything about the music industry, you know Jimmy Iovine is a powerful and devilish individual. All right, so there we got that covered.
Prison and seen him at that particular time. And so, like I said, when Suge Knight and Interscope and Atlantic Records went to get Tupac out, Tupac had let Mr. Tahimba go, but I'm sure they still had a relationship as through all of Tupac's trial, when Tupac was shot. Like I said, all of the things, Mr. Tahimba was right there. So when I say what I say and I bring you information, I'm only bringing you nothing but facts. Like I said, a lot of people have been speculating. I heard a number that Suge Knight supposedly had a $30 million life insurance policy on Tupac. Somebody said he had a $70 million life insurance on Tupac, and that the life insurance policy wasn't cashed in yet. And the reason why it wasn't cashed in was because it would appear that they would be profiting off of Tupac. I don't understand, or that person probably who came up with these theories and these rumors doesn't have life insurance policy. It doesn't have a life insurance policy because, some of the stuff that just gets said and then repeated and then believed and then repeated, as its facts is mind blowing. So, like I said, but no, Suge didn't have a life insurance policy on Tupac Shakur. Like I said, the people who were closest to Tupac, unbeknownst to you, or may not have been information that you may have been privy to at that particular time. They handled Tupac's business for him, and as you can see, like I said, this is a legit, authentic document signed by Tupac.
He's showing the document, and, so he's got his receipt.
And the like I said, Mr. Tahimba too. You know what I mean? And also the insurance agent at that particular time. And the date on this life insurance policy, once again, was 10/13/1992.
Welcome in, Mimi.
Yeah. So once again, if you're looking for real information, if you're looking for the facts in regards to Tupac Shakur, like I said, there's been a lot of rumors. Also, it was the rumor that, the reason why, Suge had Tupac set up because Tupac was going to leave Death Row, and all of these other rumors and things like that, that Tupac somehow Suge Knight benefited from the $30 million, the alleged $30 million life insurance policy he had on Tupac, and this one particular, rumor came from Russell Poole. the former LAPD detective Russell Poole, and he basically was the one that was going around saying that somehow, some way, Suge Knight had a $30 million life insurance policy on Tupac Shakur, which simply wasn't true. And so when you say stuff like that, and you do all of these other documentaries, and then you want to come out and have people believe what you're saying in these documentaries, it affects your credibility. And that was the whole thing that people had a problem believing, who was involved with the Biggie situation versus who was involved with the Tupac situation versus, it was a setup versus, it was orchestrated, it was this government thing, and all of these other stories that are simply not true. You know what I mean? So once again, I'm gonna say it to the sister from Atlanta, Georgia. Once again, no, Suge Knight didn't have a life insurance policy on Tupac Shakur, and no, Suge Knight was in no way involved with setting Tupac up. And you got to really think about this. If they wanted to do something to Tupac, I don't think Suge Knight would have been sitting in the seat next to him while bullets are flying and whizzing past you, so much so that he got hit by one. You know what I mean? I think there could, it would happen a little bit more orchestrated than that, and he wouldn't have to be around if that were the case. So, like I said, once again, your boy Delray, Straight Game TV, Straight Game.
Hold on, let me give that a thumbs up. All right. So shout out to Delray Richardson for covering that. Trina said, "I believe him." Big Mel said, "Thank you for sure." He said, and Suge would be the bigger target in that BMW. I mean, he takes up half the car. I mean, just as his size by himself. Again, what he's saying does make sense. We cannot deny that. That does make sense. Well, then a couple of days ago, we heard his cousin say that they believe, they think he possibly could have had something to do with it. So I get, and then you can go on my wall and you can see what Mr. Garland said about the situation. I got it posted on here. Go to my. You're gonna have to scroll through because there's a lot of content on there, but it's there. So I guess we are at a point now still where, some people gonna believe what they want to believe, and that's fair. That's fair. His cousin, like I said, the other day, his cousin made some great points, and she made some that was some. What did these jits say? What did these what did these kids say? No, that was, she made some stuff. The way she said it, it did seem sus. Not on her behalf, but on Suge and them. But like I said, Delray he's viable too. He's connected. He's been around these people. So I'll tell you what, let's do some participation from you all. Before we go to that third and final segment, let's open up the guest box. Put a 1 in the live if you would like to come up on the panel and just give your take on, do you think Suge was involved? Do you think he wasn't involved? And I want to make sure there's no right or wrong answer. This is just what you believe, what you think. All right. So we just need to see ones in the live. We'll bring you up. Give you about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Let's say 2 minutes. We'll give you 2 minutes to state how you feel. My moderator said, we could take a vote. We could take a vote. Lori, what's up, Bessie? Okay. All right, so Lori says she's gonna come up. She wanna speak on that. All right. Yeah. Lori, how's it going?
I'm doing great. Had to get up early and check on my grandbabies.
I was just about to ask you, how's the grandbaby doing? Okay. He
He's
doing all
doing
right?
okay. He's doing okay. He's in NICU for the moment.
Wait, what happened?
Mama had a UTI, so he's got an infection, and they're giving him antibiotics for 10 days.
All right, let's make sure we keep mama and baby boy in our prayers, y'all.
Did you get his picture?
I did a little bundle of joy. Look, I said, man, he ready to play some football out the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, praise his holy name. But look though, that is a precious bundle of joy. And once again, just to be able to be in and share that news, which I thank y'all so much, man. Like y'all made us a part of it, and we didn't even have to be. And thank you so much for it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. Shared it with everybody that was family.
Yes, yes. What do you think about this, Lori? Do you think Suge had something to do with it, or do you think he didn't?
Well, let me put it this way. He was in both places at both times, and was actually in a car with Tupac with wild shots flying. And there you go. He just, if he ain't involved, it ain't from lack of him trying,
Yeah, yeah.
because he's everywhere. I mean, he was right there with the car, in the car with Tupac, and
Mhm.
nothing, no injuries, no flyby that caught him on the way back, nothing.
No, they said he was grazed by. Well, I've heard he was grazed by ammo, but then I've also heard it was glass
Yeah, see, exactly. So both places, both times, two and two makes four.
all day, every day in most places, right?
Yes, sir.
You're right. Big Mel, you want to come up? Yeah, yeah. Jenny said it's similar to what happened to the Velveeta villain. Yeah, the Velveeta villain. Yeah, yeah. You remember he came up and was like he got you know
Yeah,
on the ear.
just a little piece of his ear.
Right. And some ketchup splatter on the cheek.
Right, right. Blood pack like they use in the movies. Oh,
Yeah.
shit, they dropped my ear.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Like, oh, and then he gets up and like, come
Yeah,
on now. No,
yeah,
stop it. Let's stop
yeah.
it.
You tried, but you missed, and I'm still here. And
Right. Right. He was
yeah,
trying to be patriot. His
yeah,
patriotic. I mean,
yeah. He tried till he got in there.
yeah. Now that's out the window.
A bit of it.
Okay, big man, at work. Okay, he can't come up. Trina said, "Who was it that told him not to wear the vest?"
Thank
Great
you.
point.
And if you're not, why tell him not to wear the vest if he wore it all the time?
Mm-hmm.
That right there.
That's. I mean,
I mean, come on.
you know.
Let's put some common sense into it.
Right. That's where I'm at with it. Bite Batty. Welcome to the panel.
Hello, hello.
How you
I
doing?
honestly don't think Tupac died. I don't think he's dead. I think it was all set up. I think, I mean, just given the fact that when he was in the hospital, the doctor said one thing, he's, improving greatly, blah, 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 blah. And then 6 days later, he just dies all of a sudden. There's no reason why we're not given any kind of information. I don't think he ever died. I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Mhm.
I've heard a lot of
Yeah.
people say that.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. I've heard that before.
Hmm.
There's a
It's
lot of information that doesn't add up. So I don't know. I mean, it would be awesome if he didn't, and he was alive out there somewhere.
yeah. I mean, that's again, that's something else that I've heard, and from countless people. And I spoke about um the picture they was putting up saying where he had on a Columbia jacket, and
Hmm.
we know that he wasn't alive when uh,
Right.
allegedly, when Columbia was out. But again,
I'm pretty sure Kamala Harris even said something about him being alive in one of her campaign speeches or something like that. I'm pretty sure she commented on it. She even said he was still alive.
ooh, well, I have
Yeah.
to see that. I
I
don't,
could
I
be
don't
wrong, but I'm
know.
pretty sure I saw something about that. I'll have to look it up again, but yeah.
Mm. Big Mel, you on the panel? Okay, what you say?
father, said
Yeah.
that same thing. Like Suge had something to do with it, and I was like, that's a possibility. But this whole time, I I don't think that Suge had something to do with it because Pac was Suge's money. He was his
Mm-hmm.
cash cow. You see what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like and I believe Suge had something to do setting up and orchestrating, Big getting hit up. When he found
Mm-hmm.
out that Big was out in LA for a whole month. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And he got word of
Yeah.
that. And it was like, all right, this is the time to plan. My baby mama come visit me in prison. We're gonna set all this other stuff up and go relay the message to these gang members, bro, to do the hit. You know what I'm saying? All of that,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and his main hitman, the dude his main hitman, bro. He's the type of dude that'll dress up in nice clothes. He'll dress up. He'll dress up any kind of way. You know what I'm saying, to get to you. And their relationship was real private, and nobody know about Suge hitmans. Suge had another hitman too, but I'm not gonna get into all of that. But
Yeah.
I believe um Suge had nothing to do with it, but Suge knew the repercussions though. Suge knew the price that Pac was gonna pay for doing what he did to Baby Lane. And Baby Lane is a 21-year old.
Mm-hmm.
His brain, he wasn't even
Yeah.
25 yet. His brain wasn't even fully developed. You know what I'm saying? He just
No.
turned 21. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
because his birthday was in August, so he just turned 21, and he thinking emotionally like, bruh, I just got jumped.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. I just got jumped, bro. And I'm a gangster for real. I do this stuff. Think of a young man, a young dude, talking,
He was
being
probably
super emotional.
humiliated. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he had a reputation, Baby Lane, so he been doing this since he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? He had a reputation to
Yeah.
withheld. And a rapper, Tupac, they didn't see him as no gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the casual people, the casual fans, they
True.
saw Pac
True.
as a tough dude, a gangster, all this rah rah thug life and all that. But nah, these dudes in LA and these gang members, they did not see him as that. They saw him just as a rapper. And he got
Yeah.
embarrassed, and he got ganged
Right.
up on, over a death row chain. Cause it's like, bruh, I know who Trayvon is, and Pac talked to Baby Lane before Pac punched him. He said, "Oh, you from Southside?" And Baby Lane said, "Yeah, what's up?" and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure Baby Lane saw who Trayvon and all them. Like, bro, I just got in a fight with him a few months ago at the Lakewood Mall and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, trying to get that chain up off him.
Right.
And
Oh.
then that's
Yeah.
when Pac just let off on him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then he got bum rushed because Baby Lane he punched back. You know what I'm saying? But he got bum
Mm-hmm.
rushed and
There was
stuff
a
like
lot of
that.
people on him.
Yeah, and the rest was history. But he was
It was a
thinking in the back of
personal
his head
detail
like,
for
bruh,
sure.
he was thinking in the back of his head probably like, bruh, I got beef with these other with the Pyrus, bro, because they my enemies. But you want to get involved in this stuff, bro? Tupac, who is you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
getting you up out of here, bro.
Yeah.
And a 21
Okay.
year old, bro, immature mind, thinking emotionally, you know.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because you got a reputation to uphold in the community, or in the streets.
Yeah, he a YN. He was a YN back in that, back in that day, for
Original
real.
YN.
Yeah, original YN for sure. A crash out. Baby Lane was a crash out, known
I
for a
remember you
crash out.
saying that. He's
Personality was crash out all the time. The
right.
way he talked, everything was gangster for real. And he what is it? He changed up his you know how you code switch in that interview. When they was interviewing him, he was speaking all proper, all this other stuff. Nah, bro, he really speak like you talk to him. He ganged out everything. The way he walk is ganged out. The way he talk is ganged out. All about him is thug for real, bro.
I feel you on that. Okay. So you saying now you don't think he had nothing to do with it, but as far as on the actual, uh, but should could have possibly had it orchestrated or set up to where he knew.
Yes, he knew what type of
Did Suge?
dudes who he knew what
Oh,
type of
sorry.
dude Baby Lane was,
Oh,
and,
you
and Big Dre too. Big Dre wasn't no slouch either. Big Dre, he was a star basketball player, but he chose the
pigs.
streets. But Big Dre is the type of dude that pulled triggers as well. You know what I'm saying? Like he got a they went on missions together, bro, to unalive people. Baby Lane and Dre, they was close. They was close with each other. They was the youngest out of all of them.
Facts.
Do you
White
know?
Daddy.
Did Suge make royalties after Tupac died? Like future royalties off of Tupac's music and stuff like that. Do you know?
I
Mm.
don't know. That's something I can't answer. Again, he wasn't
Okay.
really signed to Death Row, so I
Right,
don't
because
know.
I mean, I know in the music industry, a lot of them were killed off because of the fact that they make them more dead than alive, honestly. So, it would be interesting to find out if any of them made royalties off of Tupac's future earnings or whatever. You know, whoever made royalties, that's probably where we should look.
Yeah, and that's a valid question. That's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And Smooth, you remember the video I had sent you of that lady? You know how she's a professional at reading body languages and everything like that.
Yeah,
In that interview,
yeah.
he saw Baby Lane eyes was blinking a lot and looking over it, looking side to side and stuff like that, and stumbling over his words and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what she read off the body language, she was like, "From what I'm reading, is he has something to do with it."
She did. She said
Oh,
that,
dang.
and she's a professional. So, regardless of what we think, that's her. She's a professional at that. Yeah, I do remember you sending, and I was like, but if you look at it, it does. I mean, you know, you can see where
A smirk
she
on his
got that
face.
from.
He had a
Yeah,
smirk on
yeah,
his face, like, yeah, bro, I mess with Tupac music. He being sarcastic, you know.
yep. Hold on, let's see if
Hey,
we
can you
got
send me the link to that video you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it. I'll look for it.
Okay, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
you got to see that. You got to see it.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I tell you something else too. If you look at that documentary, um, with 50 Cent, the one that he did on Diddy, when they asked him if he was had anything to do with Pop, the way he looked was suspect too.
Oh, really? Huh.
Uh huh.
Oh, Suge Knight.
No, no, no. Diddy.
Did he?
Did
They,
he?
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Diddy, of course. And then too, Charlemagne, like recently, when Puff was on the Breakfast Club about a few years ago, like 5 years ago, and Charlemagne brought up the situation about Tupac, and then Puff
I
was
remember
like, you
that.
know what, we're not gonna go there. We're gonna move on from that question.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
then too,
Yeah.
and there's also a body language thing on Puff as well. Like after
Hmm.
after Big got unalive, it was Biggie and Puff during the interview talking about Pac, and you see Puff back in like '96. Puff was shaking his leg and everything during the interview and looking
Hmm.
all over the place and all of that. You know,
See, I pulled that. Let me to answer your question as far as the royalties. The Suge received royalties. This is what it's saying. Suge Knight did not technically receive direct standard artist royalty payments from Tupac Shakur's music while he was alive. Rather, as owner of Death Row Records, Knight controlled the revenue, claiming to pay for
Hmm.
all of Tupac's expenses and high cost lifestyle in lieu of traditional liquid royalty payout.
Hmm.
After Tupac's death, his estate, led by his mother, became involved in legal battles against Knight over unpaid royalties and unreleased recordings. So,
So it sounds like he didn't make any royalties
yeah, it
then.
sounds like he didn't.
Hmm.
Tupac royalties.
and
Work
Juelz. Juelz is a death row artist. She was R&B singer Juelz. She
I
has
remember
said
her.
that she heard that the contract wasn't even on a real paper. It was on like some toilet paper or something like that. I don't know.
Hmm.
Like
I
some
remember
type
that
of
interview.
verbal agreement and stuff.
If it's on toilet
Yeah,
paper, is it still legally binding though? Do you think?
I don't know. I was just going based off what Juelz
yeah.
had
I
said.
don't.
But I don't know
Yeah.
about that though.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
That's what
crazy.
she heard, but I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
about all that.
Well, from what we just heard, it did say it was drawn up on papers. I do too, Greg. He said, "I'm convinced Puff did Biggie." I am too. I'm convinced on that. Again, a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
was
people think he
responsible.
didn't, but yeah, I mean,
I've always said that which it's not the way it went down, I'm sure, but I've always said that Suge paid Biggie to kill Pac and then had somebody else kill Biggie to cover it up.
And that's another good
Yeah,
scenario.
I could
That
definitely see that.
yeah, yeah.
I
Like
mean, that's what I've always thought.
that definitely is not out of the realm of possibility. You know, I
I think
I just
Diddy's definitely like in the at the center of it for sure. I think he is. I definitely think he's definitely center. The shot caller, if you want to
thank you,
call it
Lord. I
that.
appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. Again, is a lot of things. Like I said, we heard from that the cousin said that makes you definitely could see if Suge was involved. But and again to Big Mel and Delray Richardson's point too. Like I mean, he's in the car. Why would he put himself in that situation too? And but then we go back to why did he say don't wear your vest or you don't need your vest to Pac if that's Pac's normal attire? Why would he? Why on this particular night? Out of all the nights he could have said it, he said it this time, and then we see what happened.
Well, and then
He,
sometimes when people like injure themselves to like kind of take the attention away from them, sometimes to kind of confuse people or so he might have known it was going to happen. He just decided to kind of take a bullet for the for the cause, I guess, or whatever you want to call it.
yeah, what? And I know he was saying he was trying to get Pac to get down, but they were saying Pac was trying to jump to the back seat. And you have some people saying he was holding him up, and so that's why Pac got hit the most. I don't know. I'm like this. Like I said,
Well,
go ahead, big man.
Suge had grabbed Pac and told him to get down,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
what
where
I
that
just
glass had grazed Suge in the head once Pac had squatted
Ooh.
down.
see. See, so it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't. Again, I say go listen to Mr. Garland. Um, I don't know, y'all. Every time I think that we've made some kind of progress, it's what do they say? You get one step forward, two steps back.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they were saying like Mike, he was saying like how did the bullets and stuff hit the front of the window if they from the side of the door? You gotta know that Baby Lane was still shooting when they was driving off, and then it was either
Yeah.
Neckbone or Buntry. They got out and start busting back at the white Cadillac, and Baby Lane started busting back at them, and they just made that hard right turn, but Baby Lane was still busting back. At Neckbone or Bunchy, one of those that tried to pew pew the white Cadillac. But Baby Lane kept
Right.
pew pewing while they were like slowly driving with it. They were slowly driving up, and Baby Lane just kept firing like that.
Can we get the
Oh,
girls
damn.
that Pop was talking to out the window
Oh yeah,
to
they
come
still
forward?
alive. Oh yeah, they about like 47, 48, 50 now. Yeah. So they was them two girls. They still alive, and they talked about it and everything. That's what Frank Alexander was talking about, groupies. He was calling them two girls groupies and stuff like that. He was like, "Hey yo, Pog, where y'all going?" And he's saying, "Oh, we going to Club 662. Oh, we want to go. We want to go." You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and them girls got caught in the mix too of that fire as well, and they made a left, and they made a left and stuff like that to get up out of there,
Hmm.
So yeah, they
Oh,
still
damn.
alive, and they possibly could take the stand and everything. So the
Yeah.
last thing that Pac really saw was talking to
The the
two
girls.
women, yeah,
Yeah.
two girls, yeah,
Hmm. I think that's
still
what we need
alive.
to.
Trayvon's still alive too. He on Instagram and all that. He pocked out, representing Pac all on his Instagram and all of that. But Trayvon Lane, the one that told him all that stuff,
Hmm.
he's responsible too. I think blood is on his hands too, because it's like, bro, you told this man all of that. You know what I'm saying? Right then and there after Mike Tyson fight, he 25, he young. You know what I'm saying? Hyped
Hmm.
and all of this other stuff. And you trying to tell him some street stuff. After the fight,
Hmm.
like, come on, bro. He's still alive on Instagram and everything. I don't know if they're gonna have him take the stand.
Right.
I'm sure
Right.
they will.
They
Anybody that
should.
was witness to anything like that night is going to be called to witness, I'm sure.
I don't know if he'll cooperate because back then when they had brought him in, he didn't cooperate or nothing like that. But he older
Oh,
now, but ain't no telling if he's still, on that gangster time and still,
yeah,
as far as like not cooperating with the laws.
for sure. Yeah,
Do we
probably
have
he
any?
is. I'm sure.
Neckbone on Vlad, Buntry passed away,
Yeah,
but
right.
Neckbone, he on Vlad and talking about all this other stuff. And Neckbone said that Pac grabbed him, like, yo, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like to get
Mm,
him up off Baby Lane. But I thought
Oh,
Frank
huh.
Alexander was the one that grabbed Pac, and move him to the side, like, and they just walked off.
Hmm.
And
mm,
Bunchy was getting his last kicks in. He was the one that had that white one piece on, that white
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
outfit on and the hat.
Right.
That's
Yep.
Bunchy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, I do we have an update on when Keefe D's trial is gonna start? Does anybody know?
I don't know the date, but they've been saying August.
August.
It was
I heard
supposed to be in
August. Yeah.
February. It was supposed to be in February, but it got pushed back. I guess
Mm,
Baby Lane, I'm not Baby Lane, Keefe D, want to make sure he get his lawyers and everything right.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Absolutely.
it all. Tell it all when y'all drove up to, because they drove to Vegas. Like
Mm,
start
Mm-hmm.
there and start going to detail. I know. Come on now.
yeah. Step by step.
You can't. Yeah, when you see a unaliving like that, you're gonna always remember that. You
Oh,
know,
for sure.
if
Yeah.
you want to see any type of daylight, bro, tell the truth, because he basically blamed it on his unalive nephew.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
Baby Lane was still alive, bro, Keefe D wouldn't be doing no talking.
That's true.
Very true.
That's true.
Very true.
I agree with you, Greg. Greg said maybe he will. It's probably bothering him. You would think. You would think. I mean, this is
I don't know.
what.
There's people out there in the world that have no conscience. Really do not give a shit.
He in his
And
60s
Mm,
don't.
now, so
Yeah.
Yeah, and the closer you get, take it to somebody to be 60 in a few days, the closer you get to your golden years, the more
Yeah.
willing you're ready to tell things and admit things because you got to face God.
No,
mm,
very true. Yeah.
mm,
So you as they get older, they think, "Oh Lord, I'm fitting to meet God. Let me
mm-hmm.
go ahead and get this off my chest."
Yeah, it could be. That's actually true.
and then Big
Absolutely.
Dre passed away too. So from health problems and everything like that, he passed away. He was big, so he passed away. So you got the two dudes that really was the dudes that got busy for real. They gone. They in the dirt.
Right.
Lane and Dre that was in that back seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the two people that probably pulled the trigger aren't even around to
Right.
Yeah.
prosecute anyway anymore.
Yep.
Right.
And Frank Alexander gone. You know. Don't know how they said he unalived himself, but ain't no telling.
Oh, I doubt it.
Yeah. I mean,
In
yeah.
that
We know how
industry,
that
some of
play
the,
out.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He from
Yeah.
Chicago originally.
Shot time.
Yeah.
So I think we can all agree that when it would be better if we could get the two girls that Pac was talking to, and if we could get Trayvon to actually speak, then we would make some headway with this.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, especially them two girls because they looking over and obviously they see like a car pull up. They gonna see a car pull up when the window down on and in the BMW, they gonna see another car pull up beside them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. I hope that happens. I hope they reach out to him, and I hope that they're willing to talk because they don't have anything. As far as to the best of my knowledge, they don't have anything to do with the music industry. So,
Not at all. These are just regular fans. Because
right.
Pac drew attention to himself. The music was loud, and he had his head out the window, bobbing his head, dancing, doing all of that. He hyped. Headed to the
Mm-hmm.
club. You know what I'm saying? So he drew attention to himself. And if he didn't draw attention to himself by putting his head out the window and talking to fans, say, "Hey, that's Tupac," and all that stuff like that, bro, Baby Lane and Keefe D and all them, they would have missed him. They wouldn't have saw him because they did go to Club 662 at first, and they waited for a little bit, and they left. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
come on, man, they would some
Isn't
way
that
somehow
crazy?
they was gonna pew pew up that club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Possibly
Wow.
if Pac was there, but they realized he wasn't there, so they left. You know what I'm saying? But Pac drew attention to himself, and they all they did was just like, oh, there you go. Oh,
Isn't that crazy how one
there go
decision
that
can
ninja
change your
right
whole
there.
life? Yeah,
There go that ninja
exactly.
right there. Let make that U-turn, pulled up real quick, and then slowly pulled, start busting, and just slowly kept driving, and then just speed it off. When and then Neckbone, whoever had came out and had a burner on them and start pew pewing at the car, and Baby Lane start pew pewing right back. Like, come on, like let's not forget, bro. We still got beef with y'all.
Yeah, street
We
thing still in
our
place.
gangs don't love each. We don't like each other like that. Come on now. I'm trying to get y'all too. But tell your man, don't put his hands on me.
Facts.
It's true
Facts.
that.
Young and dumb. That's all Baby Lane was, just young and dumb. But in that lifestyle, his mind was fixated on that. You eye for an eye. You do
Yeah,
something to me, I'm gonna do something to you. You do something to my brother, I'm gonna do something to you. Gang
yeah,
ties. It's a
yeah,
brotherhood in that lifestyle. When you're a part of that set.
yeah.
That's true. All right, bite
Very
Batty.
true.
I'm gonna let you close this out. What do you want to put on the table? Then we're gonna go on to segment 3.
Oh no, I don't have anything else to say. I don't think. I think we all made pretty good points.
Oh, okay. Okay. What about you, Lori?
No, I mean, I'm just sitting here listening. Like I said, my puzzle was always Suge, Biggie, shoot
Hmm.
Tupac, then Suge get somebody else to shoot Biggie, so Biggie can't tell what happened. He didn't trust Biggie like it.
Okay, I like that. Sis, you want to say something? She's like, nope.
And the sad part is, after they did all that, bro, they were saying they was all laughing. They was all laughing. Baby Lane, Big Dre, Keefy D, and Brown, that was the driver. They all was laughing and everything. Von Zip, they was all laughing. Haha, we got that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We partying
That's so
tonight, get
sad.
bottles, all that. They was so happy, bro.
That's so sad.
Start laughing like it was a joke, like nothing happened, whatever. And then they didn't go, and after that they didn't go. Baby Lane and Keefy them, they all of the that was involved, they didn't go back to
Oh,
Compton right
okay.
away, you know. But they was
Yeah.
considered, Baby Lane was considered a legend, bro, like a hood celebrity for doing what he did. Like, dang, bro, you had
Damn.
the balls to unalive Tupac, all this other stuff, bro. He official, he the truth. Like, he was glorified in his hood, in that Southside hood, for doing what he did.
Yeah, it's so
And in their
sad.
eyes, they felt like Tupac deserved to die, which was Glasses Malone had made a music video about it that got millions of views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Putting the lens of Baby Lane.
That
You
name.
know,
That's
it,
what you said the other day. I couldn't remember. I kept saying Moses Malone. I kept saying
nah,
Post Malone.
Glasses, yeah, Glasses Malone.
I mean, like
Yep, and
just
he
regular
gave you a
glasses.
point of view. Yeah, he gave you a point of view of Baby Lane, point of view in Vegas and everything. How they left the house and he got into it with his baby moms and they drove, and all this other stuff. Yeah, yeah. He said it from they lens,
You should
and
make
the
like a
Crips.
YouTube series or something, Mel. 'Cause you know all this stuff. Like you
Man,
you gotta make like a
I've
series
been
of it.
studying this case. I've been studying the Big and Pac case since I was about like 10 years old.
Yeah, you
You know what
definitely
I'm
should do
saying?
like a
So,
YouTube series or something. I mean,
I,
a lot of people
yeah,
would really
a
be
lot.
interested in hearing what you have to say.
Yeah, a lot of conspiracy and stuff not gonna get past me, but I let people, have their conspiracies. People are entitled to their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? But with
Yeah,
this type of stuff, with the Pac situation, it was on some get back season. It was get back time with them, and even the
yeah.
Crips, at that time they felt Tupac deserved to get unalive. He got what he deserved.
Damn.
Crazy.
It's sad, bro. It's sad.
So sad.
I appreciate that, y'all. And yeah, and that's why. And Big Mel, you still hadn't sent me your info, man. First of all, thank you for being the
Oh yeah.
moderator. I appreciate you on that. But yeah, make sure you send me the size and colors and stuff so I can get you. Um,
Okay. Okay. So yeah, like me, this I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this day since I was like 10 years old. I've been waiting for this day because I was a big Tupac fan, and everything like
Yeah.
that. Even a big fan. So I was like, dang, I wonder what happened to these two people. Like, I wanted to go in full detail and deep dive into what really happened.
yeah, the real
You
one.
should do that yourself. I think you should like definitely do a YouTube series or TikTok series or something. Because
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I didn't know how.
I feel like my thing is, I feel like that is a lot of people that you know are older than me would be like, nah, what this dude talking about, bro? Nah, we ain't, hell nah. Was you there? Like I ain't got time for all of that.
Life's too short. Who
But I
cares what they
read and
think?
I do like deep research, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
on a lot of this
Yep.
stuff, and I haven't been wrong yet, you know, when it come to this case.
That's
Facts.
yeah. Screw the haters.
Like when Suge Knight, they say when Smooth said Suge Knight has something to do
Yosha.
with it, and I could see that though. I could also see that as well because Suge knew the type of dudes that they were. He knew the outcome, and he probably knew like,
Yeah.
damn, Pac gonna get it, bro. Eventually, he gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I said, and like I said, given his cousin the things that she said, remember the elevator?
Yeah.
You know, remember the meeting in the desert without Pac being around? Why would you not want him present? Why would that mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
More,
don't
do you
know.
believe that more will come out when this case gets here? Do you think more will come out? Like,
I,
Hopefully.
I pray so, but I honestly feel like we've just really got to have those two. Really, the main thing is those two girls and Trayvon.
yeah, because they
Yeah.
not gonna be on no code or no street code or nothing like that. They gonna really say what they saw at that time. They
Unless
don't abide
unless
by
they're
no
scared of getting
rules.
killed. Yeah, but they people get scared about
Nah,
getting
not in
taken out.
20,
You know.
not in 2026. Nah.
He
Yeah.
said they'll be protected. I think just because with them, and the only reason I say that is because they don't have a dog in a fight, a proverbial dog in a fight.
True.
Yeah.
True.
You know, um, let's be honest. This is at that time, and I can't even say at that time because even now he's still. I mean, look, we're 30 years later, and we're speaking on his unaliving as if it just happened last week. So
Yeah.
that lets you know how big of a person it was and how big of a deal this is. So they're going to remember that I met one of the most iconic people ever, and this
Yeah, for
happened.
sure.
You get me? Yeah.
Well, I
So
mean, if Tupac hadn't died, I think that the entire rap singing, everything would have been different. I think he would have changed a lot.
well, I tell you this, bite back.
Yeah,
A
because if you
lot of
look at that
rappers that's out
surveillance
now.
film,
Huh? Go ahead, big man.
oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Now I can.
Hello?
I hear you.
Hello.
Oh,
Saying you.
Uh oh.
what was I saying? You know, on the surveillance video, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh oh.
No, it's saying you got bad signal
Okay,
though.
on the surveillance
Yeah.
video, it was people that's probably, that.
Oh no.
Oh, wow. All right,
Nikki,
never mind.
you must be getting ready to say
Something
something like,
important.
yeah. TikTok like
Do we need to
Shut the
say
mute him,
hell up.
mute him, mute him, mute him.
Yeah. No kidding.
we love some TikTok?
Yes, yes. This is just for educational purposes only.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, Greg. Here we go. We see it in real time.
Oh Lord.
Man. All right, y'all. We'll move on to our third segment, and that's going to third and final segment. And we can't have a show without this particular person pretty much having something going on.
Mariah?
Uh, Lori said, "Oh, here we go." Greg said, "Here we go." See, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Again, listen. Um, let me put it out there for our idiots. All right, Tiffany, welcome in, bestie. Thank you for the heart me. Let's make sure we state this. He has his day in court. He's due his day in court. These are just lawsuits. All right. He hadn't been found guilty of any of these things yet. And so we want to make sure we put that out. Big Mel said, I'll listen in the comments. Thank you for having me. No, you're welcome, brother. You was about to tell something good because they did not want you to talk. You get started and go quiet. Get started, go quiet. And whatever it was right after that one word you said, the surveillance or video footage. They like, nope. But thank you, brother. I appreciate you. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. So this lawsuit, y'all, he hadn't been found guilty of anything, and so we have to let it play out, and he is due his day in court. However, we will have to bring this to you. It is a lawsuit filed against him, a new lawsuit filed against him. That's not something we need to say allegedly about because, well, there's a lawsuit filed against him, and there's evidence. All right, so that's that. All right, so before we get into this last segment, let's go ahead and do this PSA so I don't get in trouble. We need 100 league balls, y'all. We've only gotten 11. Let's make sure we can close out this gifting goal. All right, we need to close that out, and that'll be the last one for the day. So anybody that can donate to that we appreciate it. Gift the panelists if possible. Keep double tapping the screen. Share out the live. But if you share it out, please only share it to 5 people at a time so the platform and the algorithm don't think that we are false engaging. All right. Now we're going to get started with this here. Oh, and video credit goes to Murad.
So P. Diddy, guys, has been sued again, but this time by another man. The details are absolutely horrific, and it also includes mentioning of Tupac as well. So let's get into this. Everything you guys need to know in less than 10 minutes. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight into this video where a Florida man is claiming that Diddy turned a high-end male escort agency Cowboys for Angels, which we've heard before because they were in Lil Rodney's lawsuit back, I believe, in around February 2024, into his personal pipeline for pleasure. And he threatened a lot of these men. Steve Otis just dropped a massive lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of straight up R-wording him at a Midtown Manhattan hotel back in 2012. Otis was booked through Cowboys for Angels, a male companion service run by Brett Taylor, who goes by Garen James, that Diddy apparently loved using. He loved hiring men from this agency. Otis says James basically told him to be Diddy's personal plaything, keep his damn mouth shut, and remember that the Bad Boy founder could totally make or break his entire career. Once they got to this alleged hotel suite, things got real dark real fast. Otis is claiming in this lawsuit that Diddy made him drink from a water bottle and started rubbing baby oil all over his body, leaving him feeling drugged and completely out of it. Here we go with the baby oil, leaving men completely drugged and, completely unable to move. Brace yourselves for this next part, guys, because according to the court filing, Diddy then forced Otis to perform hours of unprotected, oral, and behind sex on an unarmed female companion. Otis says he was forced to climax in her V, mouth, and on her chest before Diddy kissed her and allegedly was eating and licking up the semen.
What? What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got to say.
Wow. When Otis tried to escape to the bathroom, Diddy allegedly followed him and said, "Let's turn up," grabbed Otis's pee and started stroking it. The lawsuit continued to say that Diddy then shoved his fingers into Otis's behind without any consent, pinned him against the wall, and forcibly R-worded him for 4 to 5 minutes whilst Otis was screaming no in pure agony. But wait, it gets worse. Afterward, Diddy allegedly went straight into a full-on threat, saying, "You better not say a word to anybody about this. Did you hear me?" Before dropping the shocking, jaw-dropping statement, "I'm not effing playing with you. If I can get Pac hit, what the F do you think can happen to you?" Otis says he knew Pac, meant Tupac Shakur, and believed this comment proved Diddy had the power to arrange deadly violence anywhere in the world. The threats didn't end in that bathroom either, according to Otis. Around 2014, after he left a comment on Diddy's Instagram about his deviancy, Otis says Diddy called Cowboys for Angels boss Garen James, who then rang Otis to warn him about Mr. Star, supposedly a Diddy alias, saying that he can make people disappear, stop making these comments. Weeks later, another escort, James, aka Tommy, allegedly passed along that Diddy had called James several times and warned that he will kill you. The complaint says these terrifying threats are exactly why Otis did not sue until he felt safer in 2025 after he was under intense criminal scrutiny and finally locked up. He's now suing under New York City's Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Law and for common law SA, battery and R-word, arguing that Diddy's alleged
Rita
sick setup
said he
of having
loved tasting
men
the man's
have rough,
jergens.
unprotected intimacy with his girlfriend before he reclaimed
my
both her
God.
and the man was a gender-based pattern of domination. Otis says this whole nightmare destroyed his mental health and completely derailed his work as an escort, actor, and model, costing him serious income and career opportunities. He's seeking compensation and punitive damages plus attorney fees. Why is there such a need for Diddy to want these escorts that he hired to do things to Cassie or to other women unprotected? Is he passing off STDs in some kind of way? What is the reason? Number one. Number two, why is this man continuously being accused by multiple men of eating semen, licking up semen off, other bodies? I don't understand. Then the threat about Tupac is completely believable to me because I believe that was also spoken about in a separate lawsuit a long time ago, because this lawsuit sounds quite similar to something that I heard ages ago. That he would make these threats. Of course he would. Cassie put in her own lawsuit that Diddy would show deleted tapes of Cassie doing things to her and basically threaten her and intimidate her and say, look, I've got these tapes of you doing this stuff, as a way to stroke his ego. So, we know that's not the only thing that he's stroking, but he would obviously do that to other men as well. Diddy is gay. Diddy is gay. Diddy is gay. Diddy is gay. He wanted women around him because he has a lot of money, influence, connections, and strategy, and of course wanting them as beards. But this man is so focused and hell-bent on getting men to do things to the women because he himself is, carrying, a 1-2 inch and he basically can't do anything. Then on top of that, the real fun begins for him. It's when, semen is involved from another man. That's when the real fun begins for this man. That's when he can really say bon appetit. He starts eating and licking up the semen because he genuinely enjoys the idea of licking up the semen of a different man that did things to his girl.
I hadn't even had breakfast yet, and I don't even think I want breakfast now. This is
Nasty.
Yeah, Lord. Normally, I would say to each his own. Everybody got their own kink, their own fetishes. But no, I can't even. Not on this. I can't even. This ain't it. This ain't it right here. Not at all.
That's what he gets off on because he can't do it himself. And then he needs to do something to that man to show that I'm still better than you, which is why he took that man to the bathroom, allegedly put his fingers and did XYZ to this person until this person was begging and crying and then basically sodomizing them. It's sick and it's twisted. But yet again, we have another lawsuit coming from a man to basically confirm to us or confirm to me in my personal opinion that this man is definitely gay. Because why are you doing stuff like this? Why are lawsuits coming out like this? It's shocking. The statement about Tupac is going to send shockwaves through multiple communities. Some people might not believe it, but I definitely believe it over here, 110%. Especially after watching that 50 Cent documentary and watching the episode with Tupac and etc., let alone with Biggie and how scared Biggie was. He didn't want to go to, he really wanted to go to London. He wasn't able to come here to London and etc. All of that stuff and the plans that he made. Of course, Diddy is proud about it because he's able to do things to these men. Cowboys for Angels was his favorite escort agency because he was able to sit there on his bedroom, select any man that he basically wanted, and then to bring them and then to make them do humiliating stuff. Because he couldn't leave these men to walk away after they did things to his girls. He needed to humiliate them as well. He couldn't satisfy these women because he's dealing with a damn 2-inch, per the freak-off workers who are speaking out on YouTube interviews. And now we've got this horrific lawsuit coming out where this man is claiming he was R-worded in Midtown at a hotel in New York. So this is another civil lawsuit that's now been added to the tables for Diddy to deal with. This wasn't even something that I was planning to report on right now as far as I'm concerned. I was set to speak about an entire different conversation, an entire different trial, but this is now taking priority because this lawsuit has come out of nowhere. Nowhere. Diddy hasn't been sued for the past 6 months, and for that, for him, it's an achievement, but something tells me that this lawsuit from another man is going to open the floodgates for more other men to continue to come forward, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned. What do you mean you're ingesting semen? What is this addiction for semen? Like, I'm genuinely so confused. This man is gay. This man is part of the Gay Avengers, leading the Gay Avengers at this moment. And I know that none of this lawsuit is funny and we're trying to be serious about it, but I'm always going to make a joke here and there about it because this whole situation is just crazy. It's just completely batshit crazy. But at least now we can read the lawsuits knowing that this man is in jail. Because back then, multiple lawsuits were coming out about him prior to his criminal trial. The criminal trial's been done, and we're still getting these lawsuits, but the criminal trial's been done, and the man...
As we're listening to this, a notification pops up, and it says, Biggie Smalls was effing Diddy. Whack 100 just reveals. I mean, it's Whack 100, but I'm just saying that pops up as we're listening to this video and this is being said. Sis says, so is Diddy living his best life in jail then? It leads me to believe that, they say don't drop the soap, but I believe he's throwing the soap down. I'm talking about throwing that thing down on the ground. I don't. This is just me. This is just what I think, and my thought don't really mean nothing. But I mean, his activities that are being said that he has done prior to. I mean, he's in the right spot for that to happen. You feel, Leah, you feel me? Like, I mean, he's right there where. And think about it, you don't even gotta call Cowboys for Angels no more. They right there. Let's just say it definitely sounds like at night he probably sleeps with the sheet off his. He's probably laying on his side with the sheets off his lower half. Is what it sounds like. Sis, multiple lawsuits. You know, right, Leslie, right where he want to be allegedly. Yeah, the Motel 6 commercial. What do they say? They leave the light on for you. So Leah's or hanging a sheet for privacy. Touche. Touche. Oh my God, boy. Y'all, I love y'all. Lord, thank you for blessing me with people that's got a mind of their own like I do. My wife said, how do you come up with that stuff? I don't know. It just comes. My mind has a mind of its own. I don't, sometimes I be amazed at what come up and come out. Like, what? But it's welcoming to know that there's more like me out there. I mean, hey, we just going off what we given, right?
Man is rotting away in jail for the next 2-3 years, hopefully for longer, we don't know. But the way these lawsuits are coming out, he said, you better not say a word to anybody about this. Did you hear me? I'm not effing playing with you. If I can get Pac hit, what the F do you think can happen to you? I feel like he said this in there was an entire different lawsuit where multiple other people their names were dropped. And he apparently threatened about Pac or something like that. So again,
there was a female that he said that to. And I want to say it was the female that we talked about the other day that stated that Christina Quorum, Drewski, some other people that she had named. I think that's who he told and the reason why I say that is that it, Big Mel? Big Mel said, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought because I remember the whole thing went left with them when she was out to dinner with a friend. Her friend was on the phone with Diddy. She mentioned something about Pop that made Diddy mad. And then that's, what ended up how it led to what happened to her. Big Mel said, "Puff, dangerous, bro." Yeah, exactly. People keep downplaying that. A lot of people keep downplaying that instead of just seeing why. I am convinced that Didiots are equivalent to maggers. No matter how much proof you show, no matter how much facts you tell them, they refuse to understand that the person that they idolize so much just isn't a good person. And I don't know if it's because the person they idolizing low key does the things that they want to do, but they don't want to deal with the repercussions of doing. And so they ride hard for them. Because I cannot understand as a father why you would champion, lobby, or support Diddy or the cheddar color coat leader after hearing all the things that they've done. I don't understand as a woman how in the world you would support Diddy or the cheddar colored cult leader after hearing what they've done to women. So the only thing I can think of is if I don't know if we're going for with the cheddar colored cult leader. So are you saying if you out at the grocery store, you're okay with a man coming up and grabbing your cookies? Because he just said, I mean, he said he felt like you could just grab him by, you feel me? You see the different lawsuits of him raping people. Um, the young lady, she stated in the lawsuit how he tied her up, done things to her, and how her nipples, how he stuff like that. So like, but why are you supporting this? Jenny said, I'm not okay with him being anywhere around children, and that's true. That is true. Regardless, and again, like I said, I know people hate that. People that support them, they hate hearing that. Every day I'm going at it with these people, not just on here, on YouTube, on Facebook. Yeah, I didn't put it on here. I was going to, but I didn't put it on here. But just yesterday on Facebook, I did a live on Facebook, and I was talking to the Marietta City School District because today is supposed to be where students is walking out in protest of ICE. And before, it's two school districts here, Cobb County and Marietta City Schools, right? And so Cobb County is always that's good old boy school system. So they were saying if students walk out in protest of ICE, they will face repercussions, be suspension and stuff like that. But then in the beginning, Marietta City Schools was like, no, we're gonna let the kids have a voice and do that. And I was all for it. And then Jenny said my son did his Tuesday. Did nephew walk out? And so then Marietta City Schools decided, well, yeah, we'll jump on board and yeah, we'll punish our students too. We'll um they'll have repercussions. They'll be suspended and this. And I'm like, no, let's not do so. Okay, so here's what we're saying. She said, hell yeah, that's my nephew. Tell him I said Uncle G said that's what I'm talking about. I'm proud of him. So I did a live and I asked the school system, okay, so what message are we really sending? Because in our school system, in Marietta City School District, a lot of minority family has students that go to school there. They make up our student body. So what are we saying really exactly? Are we saying that because they are of a different ethnicity that they're less than? Are we saying that we don't care about them because they're not American or a citizen, even though they were born here or whatnot? What are we saying? It's a peaceful protest. That's their First Amendment right. And then I had people say this to me, y'all. Well, there's repercussions for your actions. So if they walk out the school, then they get repercussions. They got to face the repercussions. They get suspended. And I said, huh? I feel like it's a lot of goalposts moving, and I'm gonna tell you why. You're sitting here telling these kids that if they go out and protest peacefully and do the right thing, exercise their right, they have to face repercussions. But we have a 34 count convicted felon in the president's house, a two-time impeached pretender in chief in the president's house that hasn't faced 1 day of jail time for anything that he's done wrong and any law he's broken. What are we teaching them? And then I ended it with this here, y'all. I told the school board this right here. I would much rather these students walk out and protest peacefully than to be so angered and upset that they decide to to school and harm other kids and teachers and stuff like that. Because let's face it, if you're going to sit here and put this in place and punish them for performing their First Amendment rights, it looks like you're taking up and siding with a known felon that's in the president's house who is sending Gestapos out there that is, I don't care, unjustly unaliving people. So if you're saying that you are backing that type of action, that type of rhetoric, so you pretty much just telling these kids, nah, you can't walk out and peacefully protest. You'll be in trouble for that. But, I mean, you know, it's okay to bring in a pew-pew and unalive people. And so this is what I mean by when people come on here and ask me, what do I do? And I'm gossiping and stuff. You know, I get all of that on YouTube and stuff like that. Which I'm saying, like, so if I'm gossiping, you clicked on the link to watch it. Because see, you don't get to see what's going on. You got to click on the link to watch. So if you clicked on the link, you wanted to be here. So you must enjoy what we're talking about. But in any event, this is what I mean when they come on and say, what am I doing? This is what I'm doing. I'm standing up for right. This is what I'm doing. See, the difference between you and I say this humbly, I can sit here and say what I say right here, and I can also go in face to face with the school system and say what I got to say. And the difference is they listen. They at least take into consideration what I'm saying. So until you decide to make a difference like that, we're not the same. We're not even built the same. So that's where we at right here with it. So with this right here, when it comes to him, I mean, all these people have different lawsuits filed against him. So again, are all of them telling the truth? I don't know. Possibly not. However, who are we to cherry pick which one is telling the truth and which one is not? I think each case needs to be investigated thoroughly, properly, and to the fullest extent. However, we cannot sit here and pretend like repeated actions aren't a cause for concern. And the only person that is responsible for his repeated actions is who? Him.
Coming up in a second lawsuit, which means that this is only more believable to me because this has happened again. You're desperate to grab the man's pee and start stroking it. Lord, what is going on? What is going on? The man, Diddy, you are gay. Exactly. I'm so sorry. Are you gay? Because what do you mean? How many men have to come forward now? It's more men that have come forward than women, as far as I'm concerned. The trial has been done. The trial's been done, and we're still getting more lawsuits coming out. Not even R. Kelly is facing lawsuits like this, but you.
True.
What's going on
I didn't
here?
think about that, but yeah, good point.
Wow. So the boss, Garen James, Diddy basically had wrapped under his thumb. And I think that is very interesting. And, you know, for me, I find it very interesting when we explore Cowboys for Angels, because whoever the leaders are of these escort agencies, they are working hand in hand with multi-billionaires because they want to make money and profit. And they want to, you know, allow their escorts to be sold off to these big, you know, rich, famous people. So Garen James is definitely one to look into. And Cowboys for Angels is probably Cowboys for Angels is probably a website that, you know, is probably still going, maybe defunct, and they moved to a separate company. You know, I don't understand. Wait, Cowboys for Angels actually is still very much, you know, you can make an appointment. You can make an appointment, guys, with multiple men. If you go onto their website, you can see that there are multiple men on here that you can easily look at and shop at. So this is what Diddy was doing, child. Diddy was shopping for men. This was his favorite escort agency, where he would go and he would view all the cowboys, and then he'll be able to just go through them and see which one he wanted and pick them and made him do things. And then he was doing things to them. Insane. And when you have a billionaire asking for your clients, you're, of course, as a CEO of an agency, are going to obviously, you know,
your money.
Cowboys for Angels in every state, Nashville, San Diego,
Rita, thank you
Scottsdale,
for those
Houston,
league ball. I
Seattle,
appreciate it.
Atlanta, Charlotte, Central Florida, Miami, LA, South Florida, New
They
York.
say crypto was
Diddy was
started
having
for
a
the purpose
time
of
for his life. Come on,
sapphire.
multi-state
I
escorts,
believe that.
okay? Diddy was shopping, baby, okay? Shopping for whoever he wanted for whatever taste that he needed. This man is definitely gay, 110%, and he had to hire the escorts.
All right, so it says the Cowboys Angel things provide, I guess we can call them escorts, in Miami, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, South Florida, New York, Connecticut, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Atlanta, Boston, Central Florida, Charlotte, Chicago, DC, Greenville. I don't know if that's South. I'm assuming that's South Carolina, but it could be somewhere. Nashville, Ohio, San Francisco, San Diego, Scottsdale, Arizona, Seattle, and Sun Valley. So it's pretty much anywhere he wanted to be or go, he had access to it. Sis said Cowboys for Angel guys had a TV show too. Now, see, I didn't even know that.
Because ain't nobody going to be
Lori,
sleeping with the
thank you for the
man.
league
Because the man's even
ball.
got 1 to 2 inches according to the other freak off workers as it is. So, yeah, another lawsuit Diddy has been slapped with. And this has come from another man. And when a man sues Diddy, I just find it to be so interesting because this man kept his sexuality so hidden in the damn closet, guys. And now he jumped out the closet. Booty hole loose, covered in baby oil. Christian Combs too, with his Wizard of Oz boots. And Janice with the Party City wigs. Christina Corin with the 40,000 teeth. They all done jumped out. It's given the Avengers. Okay?
She said some of the guys
It's
were
given
on
the
that
Avengers. That's what it's
Showtime
given.
reality show. Oh.
It's just the Wizard of Oz boots,
What
child.
the
That
hell
really
no?
tickles me. And I was really laughing yesterday. Like,
Right,
I really
Janice
lost
with
it
her
yesterday.
team of
We shouldn't be
wigs.
laughing too much. I don't want to laugh too much in this video because I don't want to come across insensitive because we are discussing a severe R-word lawsuit. But, you know, the Wizard of Oz is killing me so much,
Yeah,
guys.
took him out
Let me
with
know
them
thoughts,
shoes.
guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. It's just 1 click to subscribe. That's all you guys need to do. It goes a long way. This is a terrible lawsuit that Diddy has been accused of, but something tells me that this is going to open the floodgates for multiple other men to come forward and speak their confidence, because even if some women or some men come forward, there's probably still a big pool of men who are still afraid, who still feel embarrassed. Their ego, of course, themselves, they don't want to go checked. Then their friends might catch wind of the fact that they've come forward with a lawsuit. They don't want to deal with that baggage. So this is why I believe there are more men than women, A, and B, that the majority of men who have been essayed by Diddy are still in hiding, still haven't come forward with lawsuits, but eventually all of that is going to be water dripped to us. Yeah. Anyways, let me know thoughts, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, send a tip if you guys wish to. There's a $sign there. You can send whatever you want, and it goes a long way. I noticed them all, and I genuinely appreciate it. Send a thumbs up on this
Good
video for
morning
the
to you. How
algorithm,
you doing?
and I'll catch you
Grand
guys
rising
soon
to you,
for
Queen.
another video.
Once again, let's give it up to Murad for that. Hey, listen, y'all. I know we come on and we talk about him a lot and the things. Well, first of all, he gives us a lot of material. It's like, seriously. But we don't gatekeep information here. Not on hashtag, I'm going to say it. We don't gatekeep information. We are open to being wrong, and what we are wrong about, we most definitely have no problem with people coming in and giving us facts and letting us know that we're wrong. We can accept that. All right. We don't know everything. All right. But coming to him, I'll tell you, a lot of the stuff that I play, I've already vetted. And I'm going to tell you how you can go vet it too. Like I said, we don't gatekeep information here. So if you have a Twitter account, or what they call X now, but if you have an account, go over there. Free City Press is your friend. And the Diddy docket. Anytime something comes out, especially concerning lawsuits or legally dealing with him, Diddy dockets is definitely your go-to. Make that number one. When we have a trial or court proceedings going on, Inner City Press is where you want to be at. That's vetted people who are going to give you nothing but the unbiased facts on what's going on. So that's where we get it from. And so a lot of people that you see come in and argue or be mad that we're saying what we're saying, or y'all still talking about Diddy, or you down in a black man, this and all of that. That's just their emotions. That's just their feelings. And y'all know how facts work. Facts gonna always F your feelings. Lube or no lube. And I'll be honest with you, on most cases, it don't even leave no money on the nightstand for you. Facts is just facts. So that's where we get the information from. And so that's where you can go and get the information from as well. All right. That's what I want to put on the table, because I know a lot of again, a lot of people think we're just up here gossiping. You know, a lot of people just don't understand. There's a difference in what we're doing in gossip. What we're doing is telling you things that are happening currently. What we're doing is telling you things that have came out and been stated. And a lot of the times when it come out and it's been stated and we bring it to you, we also provide previous instances that are similar to what's going on, and you can add it to that. We still aren't saying it's true or not true. We are just consistently showing you the pattern of behavior. Yes, Big Mel, and people that was actually there. We that's what we do here. And I'm not going to stop doing it. All right? And so those hey, much love to you, Lori. You know I love you, bestie. I love you to life. And so even like I said, even on YouTube, first of all, when you click on it, thank you for the view. I appreciate it, because you getting me over on YouTube. And even with the negative comments that you leave on the video, thank you for commenting, because you're still benefiting my channel over there. So thank you. Thank you. Also, look, let's go on to this too. I have 2 backup accounts on here too, y'all, because I know how this platform get down. Please go and follow them. Those 2 backup accounts are strictly political, all right? It's strictly for political stuff. So I try to keep this as an entertainment and celebrity one, and the 2 backups is political, all right? The first one is called Menace 2 MAGA. That's Menace, the word Menace, the number 2, and MAGA all together. That's my backup page. Now the backup to the backup page is called MAGA what's Trapper? That's it, MAGA Trapper. And that's MAGGER Trapper. TRAPPER. All right. And so those 2 are me. So if you've gotten a friend request from me and you think that it might be a bot or a troll, no, that's me. It's the backup account. All right. So go and follow these 2 right now. Thank you, sis. She got them posted right there. Those are both. Go and follow them right now. And it's important that you do that, because in the event that we get in trouble for talking this real stuff here, we'll either go on there and use them, or we'll be on YouTube and we'll do it for my YouTube channel. Which, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, again, I don't know what you're waiting on, but you can go over to YouTube and you can subscribe to G Smooth 404. All right, and that way you'll be covered on everything that we do. You won't miss out on anything. If we go live over there, you got that. If we go live on here on this platform, you right here with me, and then you got the 2 backup accounts. Niece, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. We're at the end of the show, and you just now coming in. Nah, I love you, niece. I love you, niece. But yeah, y'all. This has been your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter, Mr. Breaking News, reporting from the newsroom. Right? I want to get. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give it up to you all. I guess of honor. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for joining us. Let's give it up to the moderating team, the hardest moderating team on TikTok, but the truest. All right? And thank you to my gifters and uplifters. Niece said TikTok shadow been. I get that. That's all right. Hey, y'all, remember one thing before we go tonight. At a new time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us for OCWA's Friday Night Feud. We've got another spectacular card coming at you tonight, but you only can see it and view it. Is the only way to see it and view it is to go on Twitch TV and subscribe to MC3SFT9. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. I love you all to life. Peace and blessings to you all. Enjoy your weekend.